Just our preparation. This team's just continue to mature. It's a young team. You think about it. We played 5 perimeter guys today, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior. You don't start off being mature because you're fighting bad habits, tendencies, and then they have to surrender. I think that's the most important thing that kids can do in our program is surrender to our culture. The effort it takes to play here, the toughness that we require. It's not easy to do, especially for young guys. And this is by far the youngest team we've had. We've really never been young. Last year's team was a veteran team, a lot like Cincinnati's team this year. Cincinnati's a very veteran team. Cumberland's a senior, Scott's a senior, Williams a senior. They got a very veteran team. Just their preparation and how they've continued to work to improve.
Coach, would you consider this the team's best defensive performance of the season?
Well, it certainly looked that way. I've been over there where Greg is. We played them the very first. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the first night of their first game in our conference. And I felt like it was 50-5 at halftime. Their 5 men were making threes all over the place. But that was a tough game for Wichita State today. You think about it. They came in here, Tulsa throws one in at the buzzer to beat them. That's a tough loss. Then they had another one at the buzzer the other night against Cincinnati. That's tough to do. And then they've got to go on the road to play us today. And we just came out sharp defensively. Our ball movement's up, but we're not a good shooting team. We're 7 for 21 from the 3, 11 for 16 from the free throw line. It's about right for us. We're just not good shooters. So we have to win in other areas. But Wichita State's a great program. One team was playing uphill today, and the other one was playing downhill. When you're playing uphill, it's tough, especially when you go on the road. So there's nobody that I respect more in this conference than I do Greg and his program. I just know how tough that is to have 2 really tough losses like that and have to come in here today.
Kelvin, on Friday you had mentioned that you spoke to the team about basically it's on them in terms of carrying over the start of a game to the second half.
Not the start of the game,
just
the start of the second half.
Start of the second
Yeah.
You feel like, message receiver that in terms of how they respond?
Yeah, I just don't go overboard on wins or losses. I was proud of our effort today. I told them that, people's going around here telling you how good you are. Don't listen to that stuff. We've got, what's our record in the league? 9-2. So how many have we got left? 7. We got a game Wednesday night on the road. I know how tough it is to win on the road, so I just don't. There's nothing to gloat over. Nothing to. They don't give you a parade for winning your 9th conference game or your. I don't even know what our records are.
19-5.
You don't get a medal for winning number 19 or number 9. For a young team, it's just a step in the right direction. It's our job to keep them focused and continue to get better. That's really what my focus is on.
What do you think it says about the fight of this team that y'all are able to win in this dominating fashion?
Well, I just don't overreact to it. Again, I think you're playing against a team that was a little wounded today because of their last few games, and I thought our defense was really good. They missed some shots they normally make. I was proud of our kids' effort. I have no idea what statement it makes. I could care less about statements. We're not here to make statements. We're here to win games.
For Fabian or Chris, what is quick like defensively for you guys the past few games?
Just coming in with a different mindset, especially the second half. Happens once, it's an accident. Happens twice, it's a coincidence. Happens 3 times, it's a habit. So it don't happen once. So we got to keep moving forward and keep improving on defense. Both halves.
I feel like every individual is starting to buy into the system more, and we're maturing day by day, and we're just getting better as a team defensively. We're starting to believe in the principles, listening to the coach.
Coach, 30 bench points today. How is that depth, helping you? And have you seen something in Gorham that you get given more time the last, few games too?
Who's that?
Justin Gorham.
Gorham, yeah. Yeah, I think his confidence was shaken a little bit early. The basketball season is so long. One of the things I was most proud of, I got a email from our academic director of academics in the athletic department. And every one of our kids on average passed 14 credits with a 2.89 grade point average. Think about that. It's most people see Chris as number, what's your number, Chris? What's your number, Fabian?
35.
Number 35 and number 1. But these kids are, they have lives. They're all working to graduate. They're all living the ups and downs that every college student, except they're out there in full display for the nation to see on national TV. And when they go through a bump in the road, I've got to help them. It's my job. My job is to help these kids get better, whether it's on the basketball court, in the classroom, socially, psychologically, emotionally, whatever. And we go through a lot that nobody ever sees. But when I get a chance to reward a young man for doing something well, I want to do that. And Fabian has struggled here lately. Tonight, I judge Fabian not by his shooting percentage, but by how many times he touches the ball on offensive rebound, how many times he gets it. And he's doing that, and I know he's locked in. But Justin's been playing well in practice, and I thought tonight was a chance for him to be rewarded for that.
Coach, you guys only lost 3 home games over the last 2 seasons. What is it about just expecting to win here at home and just playing well?
Well, we're undefeated at Texas Southern. Make sure we're going to throw facts out there. Let's make sure we get the right ones. Start talking about 3. That's here at Wichita State, right? Right. Yeah. I just think if we played all our games at Texas Southern. I don't know. What was your question?
What was it about expecting to win it here at home?
Well, look at that crowd today. I was proud of our fans, proud of our students. That was a tremendous environment. But I think there's an expectation with our fans that we're going to win too. Now, we're not always going to win, obviously. There's a lot of really good programs that lose at home. But, from my perspective, it's been fun to watch this grow and watch it develop. But we've won a lot, but I don't ever take it for granted.
Kelvin, Quentin, the last few games, in terms of what you've seen from him and kind of getting through some of those struggles that he had early in conference.
Yeah, the easiest kids to motivate are kids with the highest self-esteem. Self-esteem is really important in any competitive environment. You have to think you're good. You can't be afraid. Somebody wants to punch you. You can't look at them and ask, "Why'd you punch me?" I punch them back. And that's kind of the mantra of our program. But that wasn't necessarily him. And I think he's slowly but surely buying in and understanding this what this culture here is about. And I think we've been good for him. But I've just noticed him. I think if you asked Fabe and Chris the same thing, that his body language, his confidence is coming up. He's walking around like he got invited to the party instead of crashing it through the back door. Sometimes your body language and the way you think of yourself has a lot to do with how you play.
Fabian and Chris, does it mean anything for you guys to see, Gregor Jr., Tyus, guys come back to watch you here in this crowd?
Yeah, for sure. I actually been seeing them since my first year here. They've been coming back to big games. I'm just happy to see the support. Former players here, alumni, which means a lot.
That shows you how far we've come. I almost played Tyus one night at Cincinnati. Let's not get excited about that's great for Tyus. That would have been bad for us. I love Tyus. Come on now. Because we were trying to teach Tyus how to run our plays. This just shows you how far we've come. Holy smokes.
Anything else for Coach and student
Coach, with Dejan off the bench, gave you a lot of energy right off the bat there. One, good to get him back in there, but how did you feel like in terms of how he responded, just coming in there?
Well, I watched him practice every day, so I just did what he does in practice. And Dejan's, last time we played these guys, he had 10 rebounds. Today he had 7. He played today like he did the last time, no different.
Anything else? Thank you.